Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Now at 6:30 on WKYT, a ceremony is underway now at Eastern Kentucky University to honor military veterans across America.
A Kentucky man charged with 4 counts of murder is out of jail on a technicality.
And new details on the dozens of cases of Pappy Van Winkle that disappeared from a Kentucky distillery. One of those stories and more, and breaking news as it happens, coming up on WKYT This Morning. Hello there, good morning and welcome. It's so good to have you with us here on Veterans Day as we honor those who are serving or who have served our nation. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Thanks so much for being here. Really going to be a nice day, kind of a repeat of yesterday, but things, they do change.
They do change fast, but you're right. For the observances today for Veterans Day, looks pretty good for the next several hours anyway. Let's check in with Micah in our First Alert Weather Center.
And that's going to be the case. We start off very mild this morning in terms of temperatures that we are typically at, because typically we're in the mid-40s and we're nowhere near that. We're actually in the mid-50s for a lot of locations. For this time of year, it's kind of mild. Still on the cool side, though. 53 degrees there in Lexington. We go toward the afternoon, sitting at 63. So mid-60s across the way, breezy conditions, pumping in that milder air. And look, most of your daylight hours look to be dry. Most of it. And then as we work our way late, I would say right around sunset is when we can start to see some rain move on in the west. And then it starts to slide on in as we make our way through the evening and nighttime hours. Yikes, temperatures are crashing tomorrow morning. We won't rise that far from what you're seeing there on the screen at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'll show you how low we go coming up.
All right, Micah, thank you. Here's the latest from WKYT News. On this Veterans Day, the nation is honoring the men and women in uniform.
There are ceremonies being held across the Commonwealth today, including the National Roll Call of Names. That's happening this morning at Eastern Kentucky University. WKYT's Victor Puente is there live on campus with more on today's event.
Well, this ceremony is underway. They expect the crowd to grow as this event continues. Now, this is part of a national roll call reading of names that commemorates Veterans Day. It began just moments ago. Now, the names of fallen veterans will be read for 7 hours here at the Powell Plaza in front of the Veterans Memorial. In addition to the reading, a memorial ceremony is planned. That will happen at 1:40 with EKU President Michael Benson. A moment of silence will be observed at 2 p.m., followed by a 21-gun salute. EKU has been nationally recognized as being a veteran-friendly college. You don't have to be affiliated with the school to come to this event. It is open to the public. Now, they have began reading those names, and like I said, this will continue for another 7 hours. Live in Richmond, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Thanks, Victor. Here's a look at several other services honoring veterans today. One of the largest in central Kentucky starts at 11 this morning at the Camp Nelson National Cemetery in Jessamine County. Also at 11, the Rowan County Veterans Foundation will unveil the newly reconstructed World War I Doughboy, and Christ Church Cathedral in downtown Lexington will hold an evening prayer service for veterans at 7 o'clock this evening. Well, on this Veterans Day, a new name on the Kentucky Vietnam Veterans Memorial is being dedicated today in Frankfort. Little is known about the soldier. The remains of Army Sergeant John Jones of Louisville were confirmed in 2012. He's buried at Arlington National Cemetery, and his name was etched into the Kentucky Memorial last week.
Other news this morning, we are tracking the investigation into a deadly shooting in eastern Kentucky. State police say one person was killed at a home in Lee County. Neighbors say they heard gunshots last night in the Big Andy Ridge community. So far, though, no arrests have been made. State police have also not identified the victim at this point. We're working to get more information. We'll update the story on air and on WKYT.com.
New this morning, we're tracking a crime alert near the UK campus. The student says he woke up to find a burglar in his living room. WKYT's Sean Moody just talked to that victim and has the latest in this live report.
Good morning, Rebecca. Police haven't found this person yet. They believe he escaped by jumping off the balcony of that second-floor apartment behind me. I just finished talking with the two people who live inside. They're both pretty rattled. They say they're students here. They've never had anything like this happen to them before. He told me around 3:30 this morning he heard a noise and woke up. He said he looked at his door and saw a man in a hoodie looking in with the light. He thought maybe it was his roommate at first, but he says when he called out, that man bolted. A couple of seconds later, he said he heard a crash outside. When they came out and looked, he said apparently that man had jumped from their balcony and landed on the garbage can a good ways below.
That's at least 16 feet. I mean, he literally just shoved our lawn furniture out of the way and just leaped, and he probably caught the barrel end, so hopefully he's limping around or something somewhere. Hopefully he got his.
He told me the man got away with their Xbox and a couple of cans of beer. They didn't get a very good look at him. They said all they could tell was he was tall, was wearing a gray hoodie and jeans. They're also not sure how the man got in. They said they think all their doors were locked at the time. Live in Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Sean, thank you. At 6:35 on WKYT this morning, the Kentucky Supreme Court has overturned a woman's manslaughter conviction in the shooting death of her husband. The court ruled a recorded conversation between Pam Bartley and a detective used during her trial violated her rights. Police say Bartley shot her husband, Carl, in their Montgomery County home in 2007. 2 years later, she was convicted of manslaughter. She's already served a prison sentence. The victim's family is upset about the ruling.
We know she killed Carl. All the family does. Most everyone in this community knows that Pam killed Carl.
The Kentucky Attorney General's office is now asking the U.S. Supreme Court to take a look at the case. If the court rejects it, the state will likely retry Bartley.
An Eastern Kentucky man charged with 4 counts of murder is out of jail. Jail employees say they had no choice but to release Sean Hardin because 60 days had passed without a grand jury indictment. In August, police say Hardin was drunk when his truck crashed into a Breathitt County home. 4 people in his truck died. Family members say they're disappointed with the legal system.
I feel like I'm lost. I've lost my best friend. You know, it's rough, it's hard, you know. Living without your brother you've been with since day one.
If a grand jury returns an indictment against Hardin, police say he would have to return to jail while he awaits trial.
The heist of some high-end bourbon has gotten national attention, and this morning investigators are giving us some new details about the theft of some of that Pappy Van Winkle. Tens of thousands of dollars worth of the rare spirit was stolen more than a year ago from the Buffalo Trace Distillery in Frankfort. From the beginning, the sheriff has said it was likely an inside job. He now says it likely involved 2 senior employees and a delivery truck.
During daylight hours, normal operation.
I think that's highly likely, based on the investigation and where we've been and what we know. We still have a $10,000 reward right now. $10,000 right before Christmas. Somebody could have an awful big Christmas.
Sheriff Pat Melton says his detectives made some suggestions to Buffalo Trace about upgrading their security. He also says he suspects the bourbon is now out of Kentucky and probably several states away.
The House Ethics Committee in Washington says it is extending an ethics investigation into actions by Republican Congressman Ed Whitfield of Kentucky. The Independent Office of Congressional Ethics says Whitfield likely violated House rules by allowing his wife to use his congressional office as part of her lobbying on animal welfare issues. The first congressional district representative was elected to an 11th term last week.
State education leaders say the current proposal is too large, so for now they will not approve plans for a new high school in Lexington. Instead of trying to get the school within the standard size, school board members say they are seeking a waiver from the state. And they think it will work because that has been done in the past.
When we built Bryan Station High School, the state came back to us and said you have too many science labs in that building. We did request a waiver and it was approved, so this has been done before.
The Kentucky Board of Education will approve or deny the waiver before Thanksgiving. Also during last night's meeting, leaders discussed the steps needed to hire a new superintendent. Dr. Tom Shelton says he will step down on December 31st to take another job.
Well, a major flu outbreak has shut down an entire Kentucky school district. The custodial staff is cleaning out every Elliott County school top to bottom. The superintendent says the number of students and staff calling in sick kept growing last week. Knowing missed days means more ups or budget cuts, Elliott County schools were closed yesterday in an attempt to stop an outbreak.
An alert this morning for parents. McDonald's is recalling a Happy Meal toy. It's the Hello Kitty birthday lollipop whistle. That whistle can come off. There have been 2 reports of children choking on them. In one case, the child needed medical attention. If you have one, you can return it to McDonald's for a replacement. Work continues today at the National Corvette Museum in Bowling Green. Construction on that massive sinkhole that damaged 8 classic cars got underway yesterday. But first, the crushed cars had to be moved out of the Sky Dome. The cars will eventually be back on display once all the repairs are made. Most of the big work won't start until the beginning of next week. The museum says construction should be finished by July. maybe the sinkhole will be a memory. It's been a big story, you know, really.
It has. A lot of folks are into that. Yeah. Let's check to see how things are moving on the roads this morning.
Yeah, the time is right now hitting 6:40. Let's go out to Officer Don and check on live drive traffic. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Just had a look downtown, and South Broadway looks okay. So does North Broadway on the way in, and even Leestown Road approaching Forbes, just one cycle of a light. Let's get a look outside, show you what to expect as you head out the door. Nicholasville and Pasadena, things are picking up this morning. On our Waze map, a couple live drivers on the way in, reporting it's a smooth ride on the Circle and on the interstate. Just a couple of stalled cars on the outer loop of the Circle between Versailles Road and Old Frankfort Pike. They are over to the side, so no lanes are blocked there. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, Don, thank you so much. We appreciate it, and we hope you'll stay with us here on WKYT this morning, Tuesday, and it's Veterans Day across America.
Yeah, thank you for your service. Some fishermen caught in a tough spot, but how they ended up there, even more concerning. A look at their close encounter with a shark.
Good looking start to the day. We're in the 50s outside, well above average, and we're going to do the same thing toward the afternoon. 60s back in the forecast, but rain does move on in, and I'll show you when hour by hour coming up next.